Well, this summer, we have seen some serious heat with multiple days in the 90s. And with that, many people were cranking up the AC to keep cool.
Yeah, and that's led to some shockingly high bills from DTE, and that has a lot of customers fired up.
Yeah, we asked you at home if you noticed your bill was higher, and this question went out on our WXYZ Facebook page, and we received more than 1,300 comments. Cheryl says her bill rose from $56 to $130 this month. Sarah tells 7 News Detroit that her bill jumped from $140 to $250, and Aria says that hers soared from $194 to $344. And these are just a few examples.
Yeah, you could just keep going and going and going. Well, this morning, 7 News Detroit reporter Peter Maxwell is getting the perspective of multiple DTE customers to see how their bills are changing. He's also speaking with DTE workers to find out what we can do to stay cool without breaking the bank.
When I pull my bill from last year in comparison to this year, it was only an 8% increase, but an $85 difference, which to me is just unbelievable.
As somebody with a family and as a consumer, it is frustrating.
The hotter the temps this summer has led to people pumping their air conditioners this summer. In return, that puts a lot of strain on the electric grid.
We're constantly monitoring the grid and making upgrades to it whenever necessary.
DTE crews have been out this week fixing transformers and power lines on Cochran and MLK Jr. Boulevard in Detroit, trying to get ahead of the next round of hot temps.
We're just constantly hardening the grid to be ready for all severe weather.
This summer has been a hot one for crews and customers.
Because we work in the heat often, we have some tips for our customers. Shade your house, pull your shades down. Reroute the air in your house to where you're actually staying and increase your AC just a couple degrees.
But DTE customers trying to stay cool while at the same time trying to not break the bank are still shocked at their latest bills.
Like a normal person, I tried to do everything I can to try to save money.
Scott Roman lives in Metro Detroit with his family, but is currently on vacation in northern Michigan. But it did not stop him from voicing his frustration over his latest DTE bill.
The time of day pricing for me as a family, it really has the biggest impact.
In June, he paid $177.56 for his DTE bill. But for July's DTE bill, it went up nearly $200 to $376.99, even following tips during peak rate hours of 3 to 7 p.m.
This might include, turning off our air conditioning for a couple hours, and then, turning it back on after 7 o'clock. And then also, trying to cook, at different time.
Molly Wubenhorst saw her latest bill also skyrocket from $128 to $280 from June to July.
Are these increases because you're having to make all these infrastructure changes that you should have been doing all along? Or is it just because we need electricity, supply and demand says that you can charge us more for it?
I try to keep it between 76 and 78.
But for Katie, it's a different story. She's actually saving on her DTE bill.
I saw the year over year and it has gone down despite the heat wave.
She's part of DTE's program called the Smart Current Plan, where DTE can control the temperature on your thermostat. She also got a $50 credit, but for July's bill, she's still waiting. And for June, she paid just $74 and some change.
Seems to also be helping with my actual bill.